ebi kura na obetua saa wuntimi bibia ma oka no ho kura na se wo fie no ho da eso da bia so dia na wutua sometimes anade da bia meto insurance nya bibia mfiri eda obetwa mu se ya pe eda no the car no bepem eda no ne fie no behye enti vaccines no sa na tie enya de wo se ya pa insurance se afi bi ebesimo no ana se ankwa no e bia na why you unlucky na wakohia emwa na yintino ye pese ye siesie ho no ana se protect you against no naja enya se wonyaje o wo be yare de na emom yade no ano no be brass pa chese enya yade a wo bewuo enti eno ne vaccine no na ye fe no resistance enti na get what develop resistance no to vaccine. Normally no anka ubenya de a nanka wunya yade ne first a nanka yade no enka ubio ebi ne chicken pox ena ebi hoso a nanka akoda ya won foforo no maame no o man breast milk eno no etimi ema no antibodies bi wom ana se aduane bi wom enti no protect ya kola no ena abrafo de vaccine buy enti na just 3 ways na say wutiminya ada say ubenya infection no naturally ana say through mother's milk ana say through artificial and in this case no vaccine na yede awo na vaccine no eno no ye different say memfa ne say yanka virus na mu ho asem kakra virus ne de wono no we different wono osronko kra emboamo na emaye yade bebribe ne virus ne de eno no we different eno kire say ente say cholera and ente say tuberculosis and ente say syphilis and ente say sa emboamo na typhoid ne strep throat ne niema no wo mo de wunya ye na wo pair na wunya no akoto drug antibiotic na wanom ne ko. Unfortunately, the viruses and you near no drusa if you say send your musity and omiyani akoshe yemu, ye she yemusi apa a drobia and kawon, and a drobit me a cow and also yana ninja so was side effect. Entino nature say yintimi enyan wadru. Nadia yani say yem pese virus no crabbe bewumu, enune vaccine, and ye wunya vaccine dia, and ye win virus nishia. Na vaccine na day na boa na sia no na ba no by sa na chese etie na winya vaccine no ya the vaccine ma wuwie a eno no na wa umogya mu no eho no ena chese niema nyina be na chese wo no wa na wa prepare ho umogya mu dada enti winya yade no na chese abo ho by enti eye nyesa fe na me kwa kotodura no wenya vaccine no nti wunya yade na the vaccine akeke in na the problem I what with COVID ne say in your pandemic normally no say when you have an infection no getting a vaccine right away no doesn't help you with the infection because the infection is already there and enya they are effective. Yebenya nanka ye wo medication bi a wo befa nanka wanom na kese nanka ko sa entino vaccines dey a prophylactic a protective for later years na eno no ye wo vaccine no send ya omusiye no eno kese ye wo different ways ye no tete ho no vaccines to say polio no ne o polio say ne o mienu ba ko ye oral ena baako ye injectio oral no na a live vaccine. In other words no na just a virus na cause polio no eno na ya weaken kakra ya treat ne kakra na ya weak near the amount enti eno no say no eno no ya de mawa ubenya infection kakra bi e ma ho e be yo ya de but e be ko wi na chest na no ano ɛna deɛ inject yɛ no no na kyerɛ sɛ aboa no yɛku no na kyerɛ sɛ polio virus no na kyerɛ sɛ no nso yɛku no enti ɛno nso ɛsɛ yɛ inject ɛwɔ ɛna yɛde technology baa ne ɛso ɛne ɛte saa deɛ a yɛnkyekyɛm yɛbɛtumi akyɛ virus no mu bebrebe a na nka parts no na nka yɛde ɛno nso ayɛ deɛ na nka yɛde ɛno nso ayɛ vaccine ɛna afei na technology ato yɛ enti no ɛno ara na kyerɛ sɛ yɛ use na deɛ di nkan ne sɛ vaccine no sɛ we use the virus na mu de yɛ a ɛyɛ papapapa ɛyɛ very very effective but safety no ɛyɛ problem kakra because you inject with the same virus na cause disease no nti na ma safety no yɛ a little bit yɛntumi guarantee 100% safety na sɛ me use vaccine a aboa no yɛku ne deɛ a ɛneɛ mɛtumi guarantee 100% sɛ ɛyɛ problem bi ani hɔ nti ɛno ne two different kinds ɛna yɛwɔ baako bi wɔ hɔ deɛ a ɛno deɛ ɛno no deɛ ɛyɛ ne sɛ yɛfa virus no ho biribi na yɛde ahyɛ another virus mu na yɛde ɛno inject nti no sɛ virus with A and your person use you and take part of A near the ahyɛ B mu near the B na ayɛ vaccine ɛno bi near the smallpox na ɛno no deɛ ɛma ne yɛ fɛ ne sɛ ɛnyɛ sɛ smallpox no na abɛnya na mmom kyɛ sɛ deɛ carrier no anaasɛ hybrid na ɛde no kɔ no ɛno ho ɛna ɔbɛ introduce virus na ma wo nti ɛno nso yɛ safe added na America because say no one who says CBB the Pfizer vaccine, Moderna vaccine, your back or AstraZeneca, and no basically the European Oxford one. And no if an adenovirus carrier vaccine, and also now Pfizer and Moderna the end day, and no you use genetic material any day. ɛno ne sɛ yɛka sɛ wo genes no nti virus ne genes ne yɛtwa kakraa bi baabi wɔ hɔ ɛte sɛ yɛtwa me body ne nyinaa no na yɛtwa me kakraa bi wɔ me hwene so gene a ɛma me hwene yɛ fɛ no ne yɛtwa no kakraa bi ɛno ne yɛbɛ use ɛne na yɛbɛ identify me na kyerɛ sɛ ama yɛde baabi a obiara bɛhu no sɛ yɛnsia hwene na ɛwɔ hɔ no nti enyem yensia na mu nti eno no enye hu ena entimi nya yensia na mu nti eno na ebema no na kyese ye di inject wa na kyese eno no awo but ebre bia obi abehu say yensia hwene nti eno ne ye friend say Pfizer any Moderna de no Pfizer de no say technology ne ye old enye new Into be so vaccine you develop only in 9 months. Yes, that's true. Technology has been there for years. The problem has always been said we use RNA. They are very, very sensitive to heat. They are less stable. Your lab crano. Oh, yeah, crana when sacred fino. So one share gloves now when surfing touch it test tube now we use you not a destabilizer. That is how sensitive these molecules are. And internet say we freeze, like as we freeze will be everything around it. Like as you know, frozen. Naka non kuana wo. Tina here that kind of storage facility. And no who asem no. Now the person may come back on and say vaccine biano what we call desirable properties. And only say, as I said, easy to use. This is very important because medication biana a fair na woko training will be na only a crack training will be no only a crack training will be and son they actually what they bought panion there. By the time when you lose one and ease of use extremely important. A good example was the polio vaccine I started first. Nimienu baako yɛ oral baako yɛ injectable injectable one was the safest, but it wasn't the effective one. Oral one was the most effective, but it wasn't the safest. And so no public health choose oral one because with me ede ama any parent fako fie ne fako gu and kolan ketrema so na eno that was it. Ebi kra na would go a cube, sugar cube no so another makolana di. That was it. And you know that was very easy to do. And yes, I think I make training nurse no when you cross or doctor how and son or inject you. Like the ease of use was a little bit suspect for even the dead ones na yes first no. And storage no ya can storage in who asem kakra. Yen nyina ye krom wo Ghana freezers bi eni ho. Minus 80 freezers bi eni ho. We ente say it's not happening. And a doom so it's not happening. Ewo ayi your friend say afemaso say ayi say agnan kurasi any bio. So there is no way say ubetimia use that vaccine ewo those areas. So that will not work. And nona AstraZeneca Oxford vaccine. That is why that one is more likely to be used in third world countries because I need here that kind of storage, refrigeration, And I said cost also confirm. Say no so be I said obi be say aban na etua nti obi atimi bi. But comparatively, one shot near is about $25. AstraZeneca one is going to be about $2.50. So that is 10%, a tenth of what is being sold here. So at least poor countries nibetimi and those are some of the issues that will have to come up. But in the first place, now should you get the vaccine or you shouldn't? Yes, you should. If it comes to your turn, you should. If you are a first responder, health worker, you take care of other people, you should. All of you, all of us should make an effort to take the vaccine, whether it's AstraZeneca, whether it's Lilly, Johnson & Johnson, whether it's Moderna or Pfizer, take it. You have nothing to lose, except perhaps probably to blame yourself one day to say, come here, it's maybe too late. Technology is way ahead. It's very safe, it's very effective, and we must take it. The person may stop here nothing no may answer questions here because I don't know, I think say I don't know beboa conversation. Right. And the opa ubetimi, I think say ubetimi you saw a chat area no this as well ubetimi akasa na say Dr. Jesse betimi moderate questions and answers no.
That's it. But you raise your hand na ma share afro and I say we team so chat wo screen is so now to me answer question. Okay, nti pacho me who Mr. Ajingo pacho manenko.
Doc, you better be brave one chichimu or the amae.
Mr. Kwesi Ajimani.
No any.
Okay, good, thanks.
I better was about taking out your time now. What you
and it's easy, no problem.
Now my question is, who's a Wokasa in with every medication, I said with every vaccine, I know that there are some side effects. You didn't mention anything. So with me, I laboratory or somewhere.
Oh yes. Obika was a sebi in Siokra cross side effect to home. Yes. No drug is safe. No drug is without side effects. In drug discovery and drug development, the objective is to minimize the side effects. So far, with this particular vaccine, you no side effects be other than normal things that happen when you get a vaccine. So that's basically it. We all know that sometimes we could debug we vaccine na wonsa yo yapa obeyar for one day be na after that na fe neko. Mokrani Bikrenim say ufa antibiotics just a simple plain old antibiotics that we am creating me tupa, which mean your diarrhea as no affair na a subsided. Me and me say I would rather take the diarrhea than have the disease. And I would just simply that minimum side effect, I will accept that as opposed to getting the full-blown disease. That is a problem. That is an option I'm not willing to take. Yes.
Okay, Prof. Yadasi Bebre. There is a question before Mr. Abono. Where Eunice?
Oh, okay. I'm saying Obi sending me questions be through the chat area, no?
Yeah.
Or say, can it mess up your DNA? No. RNA, messenger RNA is not stable. Actually, it gets degraded very, very quickly. So there is no chance it will mess up your DNA. This is very specific. It only has to do with the virus, not with your DNA. So it will not.
Dr. Mpacho was in besides something like
that. But you need to answer. Doc, second question.
Second, or say if you already have the COVID-19 before, do you still need to take it? Now, that is a very interesting question. We still don't know exactly those who have it, how much immunity they have and how long it stays. So my own personal, say yes, you should take the vaccine because I know definitely it will boost you up. I think there was a study in England which shows that those who actually get, and they usually have a higher immunity than those if you have already had it. So it serves as a little bit booster. Because when you're instead of being 2, no, when you're 3. So.
Hello.
Doctor, that's Mpacho also.
But you need to pass your vessel. Caught by until Mr. Aguba now.
Mpacho Obi Wahase was say they said once you get the COVID, you have immunity to the disease. We are hoping that is what we thought. And that would be very good. Look at how many people are infected, over 15, 17 million. So if that is the case, that would be nice. Unfortunately, that the immunity to COVID is not as long as we think it should be. It's not long lasting. So we have to, the vaccine is the way to go. The vaccine, whenever you are given a vaccine, vaccine is forever. You will always be protected. Ibinimua say pastor yenma yenyini kakra, sorry pastor, but yenma yenyini kakra with yellow fever vaccine, it still works, and that is one of the best vaccines ever produced.
Mr. Agbo, but you with me about Mr. We are now
also.
Yeah. Oh, okay. We are ma.
But I'm also.
Yo, we are now. Ye ma Constance abana de oka mesumi was so atoso. Nti Mr. Agbo, but
you that's
Mr.
Mr. Stephen, unmute yourself and say na we. Okay, ne you be call ma Constance.
Okay. Dr. Mpacho no Mpacho mo wapopo bia dia fa sane ne man de keka ho no. Wo fese de he pa na ye ase bia. Ye de wo be bo akakra.
Se ne de ni nyina no ye vaccines ni nyina Pfizer ne ye Moderna ne ye say Moderna approval for it. So next week, if there's going to be a whole bunch of them around. The difference between the two of them is that Moderna, we here -80-degree Arctic frozen, temperatures, and the best a normal freezer -20 to -40. So and no more supply into the population. So and also two times. The AstraZeneca will be approved more likely in Europe first for the European Union for supply to most of the third world countries. Yes. What the NSA say? When you Pfizer first, yeah, get both first and second from Pfizer. When you Moderna, get both Moderna. If you are lucky and you are in Europe, and then you have AstraZeneca, Oxford, now that's one shot. You get that one.
But that's it.
What's the name?
Dr. Mpacho, also. Dr. Mpacho, vaccine, once now, we twice.
We hear me in Mpacho, Pfizer, no, we hear me, Moderna, no, we hear me, and AstraZeneca, near back. Say in Moderna and Pfizer and America has say, and two born 3 to 4 weeks apart.
8 to 4 weeks. Wow.
And now said 21 days, but no, after 21 days, no ubetimia asako was second one.
8 to.
Yeah, but my card, your first one, now you get a card, an ID card, say when your first one with the date on it. Until after next time, now after date, and after 21 and between 21 and 28 days, you should be able to get your second one. You can go to the same place you got your first one, you will get your second one.
Okay. But I'm Pacho, Martin and Pacho, he now you're quiet, but who say we, he never to me up.
Oh, say a fena, your friend say, healthcare workers. Say in next week, one more call nursing homes, and first responders, after that, near call over 65. Now, from there, now you 60 over 65 on a fin near the general population. And call pharmacy, CVS, Walgreens, Rite Aid, whatever, or go to your doctor's office and then you can get it. And after that, what time would Drew you would know? Yeah, because they say near be a gate will be at me and yan baby.
That's really Doctor Pacho, Obin so catch him say, so to Koya, not a one, we are my own to Koyan partner.
No, Yanya, sir. As I said, we are COVID test and work or some countries, Yanya crew, just work your test answer. Say at some point, Ghana government bit me decide they say and you should have a vaccine. That will probably come because because Yanya war bridge na your Ghana be benin and just say, yeah, you're protecting your home. And to say, yeah, also no, you're protecting more Ghana no so home. It will make sense at some point. See a bit to me. Sanya can tuberculosis over US now as well could X-rays. I don't know. Some of us we were, we are old enough to remember. We came with we came with X-rays at the airport, to show see any TB. Yeah. It took a couple of years, even with AIDS. When there was AIDS in the US, they wouldn't allow you to come to US with AIDS. It took a while. So, these things changes.
And that's Papa,
Oh, Asidenim, thank you very much.
Okay, that's it. Mr. Jiman, Peter Nessa.
Yeah, that's the question beyond say that vaccine. Unlike other vaccines, I be on my duration and be at 10 years, and that's after 15 years, and son what son will be on. What about this? With COVID, is it once and that's it? Or
I can see. Good question, Minya. The point is, we first and second one within 1 month period now. For now, during this pandemic season, then there more studies will come up. Because you perceive who say after 3 years vaccine protection and we should be able to know that. And say if we follow the history and then the technology of the vaccines now, after you get your initial vaccines, every time you have an infection, it serves as a booster. Internet I activate your immune system. Even though I wouldn't say when it be now for 1 day be at your but a booster for you. Yes.
Doctor, I could be allergies and so allergic to food and certain medication. You're not supposed to be taking it.
Yes. this I have been asked this question quite frequently a lot. The answer is straightforward. You should take the vaccine. Why? Allergies are very specific. Will be allergic to peanuts. It be a dust. It be a penicillin. It be a say. They are totally different. The way the immune system works, it's extremely very specific. Actually, say who problem with peanuts, and don't just say any other IBR. And yes, my response will be discuss with your healthcare provider and then get the vaccine. Yes, it's better you have it. It's not going to complicate your life. But if you don't, yes, it will. And then you get the infection, then you complicate your life. Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Professor, question mark or chat.
What's it? Please, what if I forgot to take the second dose on time? We would you and yes, I feel the motto honor, yet to me, your motto honor, sir. Yet your power chow, when your first one is say a pa and to throw between 21 to 28 days and get the second one, please. A month to her because we know easy and now we can free and to get it done and then you are finished.
That's it. Mr. Abu, but was runner.
I'm not trying.
Never to wait, man.
Okay. Make DNA, yes, sir. I have work because my whole circulation is be and a whole research. No, be sending my near to Sanya Mobi. So this week na public health and the letter break and say yes, submit your staff. Listen, na no ombe wo we ni bi. Ye nua no Ghana for wom no. O ka chiro mo say media menko. Adentia ye say. And ye security in sembebre enti me kakra me ka wo adehwem se bibi ba sa na no bi sani bibi ba. Mo me nye research. Ansana ya senia mobi, ansana ya jiatum, ansana because they say no, omodia be also unko ye necessary at the end of the day no, untimi enye juma health sector because one untimi. But no crampo. Sending security information, as I say, I am very careful. A Christopher way, and you never will be sending my as I say, sending my mouth for. At fine as I say, sending my mouth for, but as I say, so a whole research. Yes, I not say, I dear no, a yam pa, not still out your day, and trono air spready. Camera.
Yeah, Mr. Deacon, Chief Deacon, that's it. Important na Mr. Mesme kakra. Ubi questions be and they will say na conversation. Say conspiracy. Bill Gates chips vaccine. No, there is nothing like that. Bill Gates has nothing to do with the vaccine. Ubi say your friend is say ebia na opese wo vaccine no ema no emfa ho hwe just and someone crofo ka efa ho ni nyina no vaccine no enkoso autism mercury bi anim or thimerosal no ebinim yemfa ni vaccine since almost 30-40 years the ebinim so vaccine we a medication just a man for taking particular care with it because so if something goes wrong say nobody will take it and it's one of the most carefully studied researched that says no any bebre ebe fa sa vaccine and no ebe bi ekwema me hunu the vaccine ni mu. But in the meantime, the first 30,000 or 40,000 research woman will be anywhere sabi uye. and I say wayare one recover. And there is no issue at all as far as those vaccines are. So we are Juma healthcare no, you must take the vaccine. Sure, it has nothing to do with your spirituality, your religion, your culture. It has to do with your safety. You can't worship if you are sick. You cannot be productive if you are sick. The only way to protect yourself is to have the vaccine. You know, I really want to stress that. And because say vaccine plus prayers is the best medication you can have. If you got both of them, you have no problem. You have the best protection. Take the vaccine, back it up with all the prayers you can have, and we hope we all will be fine.
That's it. You watch your iPhone, na Chamatiamba. The iPhone, the new within the but we use your iPhone.
iPhone,
Okay.
Most of the questions, no, I'm for Busad, the doctor answered them. But Mr. Agodian may contribute to Kakra said, unya information beer. How do you research? Research, you know, uni access to a big uni expertise in the area. And the best year, and say, Matiwi na experts in Mekasa be quiet for a forum platform be obi the beto hose and yes over vaccine na ubewu just or the buy no a trigger a whole lot of conversation at just a binumo refer to some research being normal and by the time I won't go through no even though obi refer to the chronic posting they say stupid no. At the end of the day, no, just say information as I trigger, you know, educate ni papi. So them and sometimes unya information bisa ana say the show who say wow your research no na say uni means how be research sa no mana enkosi but say the bar forums na say bia the question be attach here. So emma omo nim de no so eboa ma chese volume of information no nti u kan ni nyina obo sa afi na ni nyina aba wabehu the monocre so the meche and normally so be that post to be no the basa na enye necessary say bia or the basa the holy truth but they be ohana posting now they bana cry question there's no nim enjoy the beto amansana enyansafo a wo mu no enyina contribute to so in order say discourage a man from sharing information no their question no yama yentan criticize information a dependent deba se bana se wo ho animdie bia na so de aboa eno ntina ye information age no tikakra be de to aso ano
That's it. Other Robert Martin.
Doctor, that was super for information. Well, questions too. The decan is say offer vaccine duration ube who say effective no. This doesn't say be a research no up to 6 months. But down the road no 2 years no, let's say effect be bar. Now I am a concern kakra. The other question here, it say COVID no started China then. But right now no yen tise ewo ho kesisa. What are they doing? When they say be almost obu take vaccine and I say then here to protect themselves.
No, I'm say actually some of the genetic copy na yɛde vaccine no was originally produced in China, and they shared with the rest of the world through WHO. And that is how researchers all over the world were able to look at it and said, okay, let's look at the most sensitive part of the virus. Na yɛnhwɛ. Enti ɛno no na ma yɛnya saa messenger RNA no. Ɛno no yɛ asɛ pins bi ɛwɔ virus no outside. Ɛno na kɛsɛ ɛno nti na ma yɛde ehunu yɛ. Enti no China for everybody's developing or they already have a vaccine in place. Russians have one. It's coming. We have the Europeans and everybody else. So it's just going to happen. You need the vaccine. Vaccine protect you from future contact with the virus. There is apparently some study coming with the Moderna that perhaps probably it will be able to stop an infection completely, kill the virus off, which would be great. If we can do that, then you cannot spread the virus to other people. And there are a whole bunch of things we don't know about COVID. And we are hoping, say, as time goes on, we will learn more about the virus. And the more we learn, the more prophylactically, treatment, active, non-pandemic or epidemic period treatment we may have on site. Now, Obi, say, can the vaccine prevent someone from carrying the virus? That's a very, very important question. Normally, if you have a vaccine, the vaccine protects you from carrying the virus. That's what we want vaccines to do, is supposed to protect you from carrying the virus so that you don't spread it. Otherwise, we shall all be spreading polio, yellow fever, chicken pox, measles, and mumps. And so the best vaccines, are supposed to prevent you from spreading it. And there are some folks that may potentially share the virus, but at this time, we still need to do more research on it. So the virus is new. Okay, we are down less than 2 years. Knowing about the virus, and hopefully we will know more in the 3rd, 4th year about the virus, and then we'll be able to know some of those things, how they spread, and then how it's actually maintained in the person who has previously been infected.
Prof. Now,
Obviously, are there any contraindications to getting the vaccines? No, if there is some kind of a pre-existing conditions, normally, once again, I go back to normal vaccines. Normally, for example, somebody who is pregnant doesn't get a live vaccine. Normally, somebody who has organ transplant, who has cancer, shouldn't be getting those, live vaccines. But here, we are not talking about a live virus. That's what makes these vaccines actually really good. There's no virus in them, so they are not going to cause an infection. So even if you have cancer, or you may be able to actually take, or undergoing some kind of a chemotherapy, you may be able to take the vaccine. Some folks are naturally sensitive to vaccines. Some folks are allergic to vaccines. There have been 2 or 3 of them, one in Washington State, I think one in Alaska, where they reacted pretty much straightforward. Within 2 to 15 minutes, there was a reaction, which is normal for any kind of an allergy. And so that also could happen to those. Those people have normal, they are just responding because they have response to an allergic response. I'm saying back on the we need any pre-existing EBR. We still, I am not familiar with the ingredients, but as far as I know, most likely it's simply some very simple saline solution for maintain, because there is no preservative in the vaccine, and no free. It has to be frozen. What is the duration of the vaccine to stay in your body? And check immediately now it is supposed to get into some cells in your body, supposed to attach, and then immediately now it's translated. Okay, now this is where it gets the molecular biology. The messenger RNA, when it's injected now, is going to be translated into a protein. Protein and our immune system make you response to it, because the same protein is on the surface of the virus. So that is how it is. So we are looking at these steps. But messenger, like any messenger RNA, is degraded almost like literally, within a few minutes after injection. Yes.
ACP. Now, Prof, but you say messenger RNA. I know say you take HIV for instance. You say to be reverse it back to.
To DNA, yes.
Yeah. How do we? They are trusting because conspiracy. Over the way we are. That I trust. Yeah.
No, it doesn't go back. It's basically it's actually modified in such a way that it has to be translated into a protein first, immediately. So that is what has to happen. And when it gets in, I'm pretty sure, and I can say I'll have to look at it. The carrier, how the vaccine, sometimes it could simply be in almost like oil. Okay, that's it. They're just simple, plain old vegetable oil. That's something that can be a carrier for some of these vaccines. And no, it has no chance of reverting because it's not what we call a retrovirus like HIV. This is a straightforward RNA virus, so it has to go only one way. And so it makes the protein, and then the immune system sees the protein, and then it makes antibodies and responds to the protein that will attack the virus.
That's it. I'm so be able to question down.
Yeah. Mutations are usually at the level of DNA. Are you right about the messenger RNA vaccine not causing any mutations? Yes, I'm pretty sure about that. As a matter of fact, that's the messenger RNAs are specifically made to make proteins. If there is a mutation, the mutation is coming from the DNA to the messenger RNA to the protein. So that is basically genetic. That is how genetic information is carried. But just a simple messenger RNA itself doesn't have, because we are not mutating it for anything else other than we want it to be what we call translated into a protein. And that protein is what your immune system sees so that it can use it, because on the virus, the same protein is on the surface of the virus. But somewhat, so protein and messenger RNA, ebe make and it's on the surface of the virus. Instead, say a virus, yes and no, and you're safe. Yeah, protein, into your protein, that is what your immune system sees. And then if you see that you get infected now, it will see the whole virus because the same protein is on the surface of the virus.
That's it.
Hello.
Timothy was wrong. And that Timothy was wrong.
I should have been Maria, but that's it.
Okay. You
I'm so be basso.
This is Celestina.
Doctor, you miss your brain.
Yo, me that's Nana.
Yo. But me problem kakra na me ka me nyane se. Onse. Eja ye mo binu no medical school ye no hokra ana science for ne omo ma ne we no ye nsheda enim said ye corner the eba. But I say most oh jana me bisa question. I say I said most of the comments na no. And this is a problem no. I said doctors na mu be and are coming out with those kind of problems. No say oko wa say oko wa oba no achire mu say ono oye medical hwanhwani no wakan de owo nyina agu ho. Wahu. Eno na akoba say no ye hunu say omo ye doctors. Adentina omo nyina mo ye doctors na mo nyina mo one idea bibi ho na ebi aba say enye na ebi nso so say it's okay until we have to take it we nso so say enye ense say efa and the confusion na ba say na ma adwen no aye bebre no
Yo,
until minim de ntia
I no correct. Say no. You should only listen to your public health people, your local public health department, the governor, the Department of Public Health. Those are the ones you have to listen to. You have to listen to your own doctor, what your doctor is going to say. Listening to anybody else outside of these people have different agendas. Why they coming up with any of those? Obikai no credit opa and awoka and when I would but this is our lives. This is our lives. Yadeɛ ne ba yɛn nyinaa sese no ekum obia ekum fita ekum tuntum ekum akoda ekum pani enti no at least we have to listen to the science. The science will come from your local public health providers, public health officials, your town, state. Those are the people you should listen to. It's extremely important. I know there's a lot of information about website, and believe me, I understand your confusion. But at the end of the day, you just have to say, okay, what does my local public health officials, what do they say? Womono, they have no skin in the game other than to protect the health of the community. That's it. Your local public health officials, they protect the community. So that is the only objective, and that is all those of us who are in public health, that's the only thing we do, is protecting the health of the community. Other than that, no, I am not running for any seat, any Congress, any commission or anything like that. We're just trying to protect the community. So I will ask and beg that we all listen to the public health officials as opposed to listening to some others preaching all kinds of, believe me, I have seen and heard and read and watched some very weird stuff about vaccines. Look, even before COVID, people talk all kinds of stuff about vaccines. At the end of the day, say, when you're COVID nibia, you would never understand how it feels. If you haven't lost a loved one, you wouldn't understand. If you don't know of some of our nurses and doctors and all those working, at the front line, seeing death and sickness every day in and day out, you wouldn't understand. And that's the whole idea, is that we have to stop this. The vaccine is not it's not the catch all everything. No, we still have to mask up, wear your mask. We need to social distance. We need to wash our hands. We cannot congregate in large groups. It's that important. It's just that this is a small price to pay. I would rather pay for that than to be dead. So we must. If we all, I know that we all used to like all of us in the church. If we are going to go back to the church as a group, a large group, so that we can have, a large congregation and sing and clap and all that, then we must take the vaccine. So as Mr. The Deacon mentioned, we have to be able to get 70% of all the church members vaccinated, so that at least we can go back to the church and then worship.
That's it, Prof. I'm saying, Mamiya for Bekasa, we are now iPhone.
I think there's somebody from Sarah. Let me answer that. Is the vaccine safe for children at the moment? The vaccine has not been tested in children under 12 or under 15. So at this time, I have nothing else to say about that. Eventually, they will do the study, but we haven't tested it on children yet. No.
Okay.
So children will not be getting the vaccines. No.
Mami move from Bachobra.
Yo, me pacho doctor Yedasi Bibi.
Oh, I said that name, sister.
Me pacho me work question, kakra. Me question is say ye be boost your immune system. And now say ye be taking vaccine no. E mu de hin na ye. The am be so say I know say flu vaccine no na unwa. Maybe say me wa so na no me yare throughout. Wawo sa si di ni na so na no ya bat me wo. Enti me nim say we no ye be wo na so na no ye be nya yi kakra. Ene say ye be bu si eni system na ama nya kra na e bia enye ye kese pan. Yanyi ne be boy.
Okay. Yo, Sister Medasi, boosting your immune system, any having the vaccine, they are not what we call mutually exclusive. No, you can do both. You can boost your immune system through natural means, nutrition, among other ways. And no, I think that Dr. Martin is one of the best in that area. You can do that. But also, when you have the vaccine, that's so you get the double barrel together. You hear, me no like you, Afibia, I take the flu shot. And no interest in flu. Yeah, many kakrebi, I did 2 days, no, so I'm come baby, I am fine. But the man take it and you're better now, what you know when you flu. Oh, they make them, and only the difference, and to say the difference will be our or take a vaccine and then will be a one take. Boosting your immune system, immunity, and you should be able to do it anytime, anywhere in conjunction with the vaccine. As a matter of fact, it's the best way to go. We know that nutrition is always the best, it's always very good with your, boosting your immune system.
Okay, that's it.
The question on the board, I heard that the virus is mutating. If that is the case, is the effectiveness of the current vaccines guaranteed? Now, let me use HIV for a second. Obi AIDS has more than 20 different strains in him. That's a fact. There are multiple strains because the virus mutates all the time. Viruses are notorious. They change. Especially RNA viruses like SARS, they also change too. So the mutation is not, at the end of the day, the mutation is not, it's not unusual. What the vaccine does is that the vaccine has picked one structure on the virus that doesn't change. That is what identifies all of them, all the COVID-19 viruses. This is the one that has never changed. So that's the one that seems to be this particular protein is the one that the virus uses to attach to your cells so it can go inside. So you see, the virus uses that vaccine product to attach to you, and then it gets inside through the nose, the epithelial cells. And that's why it cannot change, because the main the key if it changes its keys, yeah, perhaps it's going to enter. It cannot enter the cell. So that is why it is. Yes, RNA viruses mutate all the time, but that's not, in this case, if you're choosing a vaccine product now, you choose something that doesn't change. That will not change. That will be very specific and stable, and then it lasts longer and conserved.
That's it. iPhone, baby.
Doctor, that's it. Well, what this year they marry. Because me who say at what point and that vaccine no a bit me provide herd immunity. Now me feel say active I recover no, and I say be a go no symptomatic into be our build a little resist immunity.
Yeah.
At what percentage? And I expect to say vaccine no nipa say far bit me provide herd immunity.
Well, the herd immunity, you are looking, some documentation starts from something like 70 to 90%. It's a large number. Think there are 330 million people in this country. Even if you are just taking 70% now, you are looking at 220 million people. That's a lot of people. To have that many people infected to build herd immunity, that means a lot of people are going to die. And that's why natural infection, herd immunity, the word herd came from cattle and cows and sheep and goats. Because because farmers the better vaccine or the vaccinate 1,000 cows. Into a vaccine can vaccinate a few. Now woman cannot get sick, not just say protect you. And that is how the herd immunity works. But vaccines, we can actually immunize 90% of the population very easily. It's very cheap. Nobody is going to die, and that will build the immunity. We have to break the chain of infections by having more people with the vaccine so that the virus will not be able to survive in those people.
That's it. Because may advocate for vaccine. What can be brave? Among for Kasa, the amount to cry now or more, but in a Ushapa vaccination, I am more good than being harmed. Just say we're a very new vaccine and we are still learning from it. You just look at yellow fever. One case is an outbreak, which without vaccine, it be a bit me I say a whole country. And
yes.
I said yes. And just read more about it. Now, me who say is very good. Maybe that's it.
Oh, it's done. Thank you very much. Yes. Because me start a conversation. Me say vaccine to say insurance. What try? Ebebwa. Eda uhiano. Eda nebwa wo. Eda uhiano. Di na yana wusu se utieske gukwa. But that is how vaccines are. We have to. This vaccine has been studied for a long time. The whole technology, the molecular biology technology that led to this was not discovered 9 months ago. No, it has been there for 17 years. So the chance the first SARS never first and the second one I guess started this messenger RNA technology.
Yeah, that's it, Prof. Now, Prof, but what about the lactating mothers, pregnant women?
Oh, yes. One. Say, and vaccine, the virus be in Pacho, and penny for Monfantum, virus be in a protein keke. And ye inject into no entimi ko infecte obia akoda o develop anase afeni anyinsen no ne de keka ho ye funu no eno no entisa. And normally most vaccines say wonyem yemfa mo because vaccine is a live vaccine and nunti na yemfa ma pregnant women, but we the entisa we no virus be any. And no no ye very good say ubia no betimi aye. Now lactating mothers no when ya wo akoda na wie me nko me family a meka che vaccine no immunity a wo benya no ebeba breast milk na so di am odi bia feed uba no ebe okay. If you take the vaccine, there's a question, if you take the vaccine and you get the virus, will you be able to transmit the disease to your children or anyone else? We are hoping that when you get the vaccine, whatever you will get, you will not get the infection, let alone produce enough viruses to spread it around. Moderna vaccine is indicating that it's almost like it sterilizes you. You don't get the virus at all. So we are hoping that that will be the case in both of them. I asked this because you said children will not be getting. No, they will not be getting it right now because children have not been studied. There's another one. Does COVID-19 affect human being only? Interesting enough, actually, the whole coronavirus, they infect certain kinds of, from the critters, rats, bats, and other animals. But and then, of course, any that infects humans, infect animals, and it can infect pets. Yes. Pets potentially, dogs, cats. We know that some lions in the zoo and tigers have been infected too. Yeah, okay, Kozo.
say yetie ne ekoso a ye president yaka bebre say China virus na mebisa mo doctors no and scientists no mo hu say it is omo reason anything. I think my last question is are there some people who are say leeway COVID-19 doesn't matter so because infected patients mu ebi entimi nye na kra na say ebi nyes half one reason anything, and that's it.
Yo, Mate. First question, I can actually tell you, sir, most of the infections that came to US came from Europe. It didn't come from China. So even though it started in Wuhan province, most of the infections, literally came through Europe, Western Europe to the US, to New York, and then it spreads. And then those coming from the Asia came from up to Los Angeles. So that is always how these things work. Even your seasonal flu, it starts in Asia and then it comes to the US. So that's not, our president would like for you to think that everything that happens, has to do with China. So if it's China, does that mean we don't have to do something about it? Ubi dija to fear more. I feel as I said, we do jana and san wakobono. Now ukobuna and sane janeshi. By the time ababuna we say no fear nashi. And it doesn't really make sense the way he approached this situation. But no, we don't know of anybody that is resistant to the virus yet. If supposedly you are resistant now, then you are probably lucky you were infected way back and somehow, somewhere, you manage to get the best virus to be infected and then you develop that kind of resistance. We don't know yet.
Okay, my answer.
Let's see. Then how can we protect ourselves from pets since they don't wear masks and neither? Well, I like to say, sir, I tell my, that, I really don't, I don't have pets because I have children. Because both of them, you have to take care of them. The way they take care of their pets is different from the way we take care of our pets. if you're going to have a pet now, you should be able to spend money with the vets and then get all the shots and then the vaccines and everything else the pet needs, so that your pet will be protected. Because when your pet is protected now, you will get protection too. Yes, we get infections from our pets all the time, but since they are our pets, we just simply will coexist with them, and then whatever microbes they have, we will probably have them too. And that's why sometimes you shouldn't touch somebody's pet if you can avoid that.
Okay. That's CP. Let me say, so far, Nadia,
Doctor, that means Doctor, not just say, yeah, because we had a manufacture, coronavirus. That means any true because you need source up to date.
No, we don't have. There is no source right now. Say this was manufactured. Like Ebola, this one came from some kind of a wild animal like bats, some wild animals, bush kill, and that's because it came from a meat market, a live meat market, and that is how this thing started. Except they lied, they kept quiet. Instead of letting the world know about it, they kept quiet a little bit longer than they're supposed to, because they are a closed society, and so they did that, and that's what and that's what happened. But there is no evidence that actually it was manufactured in anybody's lab. Believe me, up till now, some people think that the HIV was made in the lab too, which is not true.
Okay, thank you so much.
Sure, thank you.
My last question now for the program no about we. Okay. And yeah,
my last question.
Okay.
The efficacy of 95%. No bit me and I can say in layman's term, no bit me a church.
Okay. So if efficacy is I don't know, the simple word will be effectiveness. Does it work? And what you are saying is that it does. All of them know. If we want, it's a pandemic. We have an epidemic right now, a pandemic all over the world, and so what we need to do is that we want it to be 95. We don't want 50%. So you need BBR there. You need options there, and you sometimes you even take 30 or 50%. Because most of the drugs in the market, usually 30%, they are very low percentage. But when it comes to infectious diseases, we prefer 95%, 90%, 95% effective. And that is what it works. You get the immunity. Is that 95% at the time, 95% of 100 people taking a vaccine, 95% of them will actually build immunity towards the virus.
Okay, the reason why maybe our question is that now flu vaccines, yeah, and be one more efficacy in even 95%, but
actually you are looking at 50 to 60%.
Yeah. Okay, until because we're more safer.
Yes, I can see you are right. Yeah, flu vaccine sometimes be cry a low cry. Actually, sometimes they are pretty low. Yes.
Prof, Bia said, Bessie said, or a year, a brown more year test, so one for Africans and Kahunti. This virus near African ancestry, near Black community, does it have any correlation? Because if you free Africa, but no, if you're not any year.
Oh, you don't, Doctor, you probably don't know. Yes, there are African Americans in it, and actually there are probably, believe me, you probably will have some Ghanaians in the US who participated in these clinical trials. Some of the trials have already been done in South Africa, in Kenya. They also did some in Brazil. So yes, it's out there, and especially the AstraZeneca one has been tested practically. They need to do that if you are going to get the buy-in or the support, and then from all the countries to get you, to be able to use the vaccine. So yes, it has been tested. Believe me, I think in the US with the Pfizer one, about 12 to 15% were blacks.
Wow. And
I don't know the exact number, but I think it's in that range. Yes. We encourage people to participate in some of these. Sometimes that's one of the issues, is that in our communities we don't want to participate in these things, but sometimes it's out there. You can read about it, apply to participate in some of these clinical trials, and it helps.
That's it, people. Would have been the last I'm saying na pukua pidel nesa na fi na but
yeah, doc, madam was a para. Doc, I'm say the question is in your I'm say me chat wa sama come. Now me se bia obetimi I encourage kakra bia enfa se bia na obi test positive. Maybe na later on na wako test negative. Ese ebasa no a hu nipa no a ese na suro bi ewo mu. Nti so afoto be na ebetimi anya free mu. Se bia ye mentality no. Oh, we kra no what test positive. If you crash na afeche na se nipa enkan kon ho apa. Nti so the be fruit ni betimi anya ewo ho kakra ama the be betimi anya sa relationship no.
Yo se obia we no enye sebe tete hono lepers obia nkowo mo ho. And so no obi with tuberculosis, people are more likely to go to that person. What's the difference? The difference is that TB ni be kun first and sana leprosy na tacho. But in nimsa we leper nintino obi nkowo ni akronche. Enye big issue say obi tested positive. When you akro nam hono one koye test nanka you wouldn't even know say when you akro no kra no way day or you're positive and answer or you're negative. Name no that kind of a stigma, and no yana Emma and Crawford and get it tested. As I see who said the facts will be tested positive, and all it means is say we're making contact with somebody who was infected. The person had no symptoms and there is nothing else to be afraid of. After 2 weeks self-isolation and there is no other, there is no known symptoms, the person should be all right. We are all going to be wearing masks. There is no reason why we shouldn't. We are all going to continue to wear the mask, social distance. And so that's what it is. We cannot isolate our brothers and sisters who may test positive for then we are not even Christians.
That's it.
And
you push for me would you say you need a maybe what to me Makuma to me would you say baby I will be also when near now Akuma at him. Professor Ewo intended be in a pastor or ye greater half organized the church member, a professor in microbiology. You show more aspect of more viruses vaccines now. The mystery or quadrimupa or bo more kusi. They say any baby ever doing be na in the Bias say the away. So what question be a Nancy Bibisana? They would say what the fact. Yes, so in the health department, a bit to me, I'm a prof and Saka. Now, so Brano Biano, be making sure say prof by nothing or by some. Did they say, Emra, and no my personal, ye bay updates, Kakra, nothing prof by some actually. Prof, the Mr.
Yo, me pacho, mame, say, Ubia or question Biana privately, no. Ubitimi I send it directly to me through Dr. Jesse. Dr. Betimi de my number man. Now was send the question to me. To know we are hoping say you know you betimi share our Sunday very soon. You know, I am manager say many chance say minimum in kasa. I'm always available. Say I can talk to you. You can send me a text message, email, and I'll respond to that as soon as possible. Madam Munyina, once again, Pastor Boampo, thank you very much for your for giving me this opportunity. And our elders, Madam Wasibio, Dr. Jesse, thank you very much. Dr. Martin, thank you. Deacon Stephen Medase, thank you. Madam Munyina, I could say Ajimai, thank you. Madam Munyina.
Prof, yes, we does it be great. And what you make Jahama, Dr. Puku Nafi, for some.
Yo, Mr. Munina, money of Yagin and saying, I mean, I'm Prof. So am I am me and Prof. Yamin Shaw, that's a Yamin Shaw. Which are for the Munina since you remember about my fepa. You who say, probably by and you who say, you may know be a you who are matching in our crab bass until Munina mobile in Yamin Sham. Some removed me educating my bushing for Munianum about this vaccine. Said the Bayo be a kuma 20 years. And I send a prof kind is a question to be our Mama Sanka. Yeah, the Boka Command, not just ordinary expertise and no other training more. You didn't yamiasi. Summary, your time no into the yes woman of a baby yet. Na I said that be the Dimania, so my Sakonia. Yeah, in a baby, you know, in Kabosam Kakra or I see a Kaka, who's in Yambo channel Passaba Street or Cosso. Now it ran you swap, Ibishia Abbasum. Vespa na for youth no so be ebe program na Friday bi omo ye no nti ye dia no be senior yasre ma sorry so for Charles